Oh, baby. It's that week, okay? It's that week. Hi, everybody. Another episode of Inside Curling. Not just another episode. It's our first of 1,100 in a row, okay, that we're going to start doing. Kevin is in Connecticut. Welcome to Inside Curling with the one and only Kevin Martin. Kev, it's underway, baby. The Olympics are underway. We're gonna do a show each day at the sort of at dinner time, happy hour. We're doing a happy hour show, right? You can have a little drink.
Happy hour show, sure.
Yeah, a little happy hour show, and you can have a drink, and I'll relapse. No, I'm kidding. First of all, tell us, Kev, what's your setup? You're covering curling for NBC.
Yes,
the Olympics.
And just got underway.
But you're not there. You're not.
We are not. No, we're not in Italy this time. Cortina is a fairly small community, town, small city. Right. That just doesn't have enough lodging to have NBC come or CBC or all the various stations. So we're actually at NBC Studios in Stamford, Connecticut, which is a great spot. Great spot to be, beautiful. But we're calling the games from there, so there's a definite time change. So that's certainly it keeps you up at night.
Yeah, tough on you.
And then sleep during the day. Yeah, but that's okay. It's all good. The game so far, the ice has been tons of curl, lots of great shots, and we're only one day in, so it's been fantastic so far.
Before we get to that, we were just talking before we came on air. I'm saying, what do you mean the facility? NBC's facility is what 200,000?
Oh, I have no idea
feet?
how big. Sure, I don't know.
So is that a permanent facility, Kev? There,
absolutely. Yeah, we called the games out of Beijing, out of there. Because we weren't there because of COVID that time. We were on site though for Pyeongchang in 2018.
Right.
But yes, it's a huge, huge facility, and actually this weekend. The Super Bowl is being covered out of NBC, the same building. So it's a wild amount of people. I don't know the answer to how many people, how many thousands, but lots and lots of people working like crazy on both the Olympics, of course, Super Bowl, and then NBA All-Star Game later. So it's a beehive. It's exciting. It's wonderful. A lot of energy in the building. Yeah,
not to mention the 20 other sports they cover,
everything else, absolutely.
Kind of seems like a strange place to have. Stamford, Connecticut is where it is, but when you tell me the size and scope, it's like, well, we can't be in the middle of New York City. We need way more room. So,
we're not far from New York, though. When you land in LaGuardia, it's only about, it'd be a good half hour to Stamford. So it's not very far, actually, from New York City. But, you're into Connecticut is actually where we are, Stamford, Connecticut.
Yeah. My buddy used to say, as his friend, this guy asked me, he said, "Where are you from?" He said, "I'm from New York City." And he said, "Well, I don't believe you." So he stabbed him.
Jimmy.
Okay, terrible. Terrible. Yeah. So like we said, we're going to do it each and every week. The Olympics are underway. Kev, I wanted to ask you, we know all about the Olympics, what sports they're covering and everything, and what it means to get there. It's every 4 years, of course. You've been there. Where were you? Vancouver. Were you
Salt Lake City in 2002, and then Albertville.
And then
Albertville in 92. Those are the three competed in. But then this is the fourth one, Jim, if you can imagine commentating for NBC. In the seventh Olympics, one way or the other.
Yeah, give us an idea, Kevin. I wanted to sort of walk through the day of an Olympic athlete who, I guess if we look at Albertville, would be comparable to the size of maybe what's going on in Italy today. For the athlete, Kevin, when you arrive there, how what happens if you check into the village? What's it all like when you first get there as an athlete?
Yeah, well, accreditation is a big one to make sure that security is very, very high for the athletes, which is wonderful, and accreditation make sure everybody is who they think they should be getting into that village, and then get into the village. The village is the highest energy place I've ever experienced. You have to be kind of careful around the village that it doesn't drain you of your energy because it's just so intense. I've never experienced anything like it in my life other than the 3 villages, like over the years.
Right.
So we want to be a little bit careful with that, understanding that what it is, it's kind of a beast on its own.
Right.
And being able to focus on your particular job at hand.
Right.
And in this case, at the start of the Olympics, it's mixed doubles curling. That's the first X amount of days. And then when mixed doubles is done, then 4-person men's and women's starts.
Right.
So right now, Jim, the 4-person teams won't be on site other than the few that are playing both. The mixed doubles and the 4-person. The 4-person teams will be somewhere nearby, getting used to the time change and practicing on ice that's being prepared nicely and getting ready that way. And they'll move in a day or two prior to the 4-person starting.
So when you talk about the village, Kevin, when you were in Albertville or Salt Lake,
well, it's all different. So so in Albertville, so there was kind of like in Italy, it was quite a ways from, say, Prologna-la-Vanoise, where we were, at the top of one mountain, Maribel, which is top of another mountain where the hockey was, and down at the bottom of those mountains, Bridal-les-Bains, that's where a lot of skiing was, but in Albertville was where the hockey and figure skating was.
Okay.
But it was quite a drive, 2.5, 3 hours from Prologna to Albertville or from Maribel to Albertville. So you couldn't just jump in a car and go watch a hockey game. It would be so difficult, just too much travel. So, but then in Salt Lake, pretty much everybody was in the one village, and same with Vancouver. Other than up on the ski hills, pretty much all the athletes were in one village. So it depends which one you're talking about.
Okay, so how far? Well, like the village you stayed in, for example, when you show up there, are they new buildings that were constructed for the Olympics? Is it a college, university they take over, or residence, or apartments, or how?
So no, yes.
Okay,
because
it to me in order.
In Albertville, we stayed in there were some beautiful hotels in Prologna. So we actually stayed in a hotel. Not far from the curling facility that was built for the games.
Okay.
In Salt Lake City, they had a beautiful, large group area for the athletes in the village. And then Vancouver was actually an apartment complex built for the games. Once the athletes left, then they sold all the apartments.
Okay.
So 3 different scenarios. In this case, the athletes, because there's not that much housing in hotel type form, they've actually built the village right on the tarmac of the airport.
Kidding.
Yeah. So then big tents and that type of thing. So it's pretty cool. It's definitely a different vibe than what than other Olympics would have been. But
how do they? First of all, how do you look after food? Does everyone buy their own food, or is there a big mess hall?
There's a big mess area. Yeah. And you can get pretty much whatever you want from whatever nation you're from. The food part is really well done. They want to make sure the athletes are looked after in what they're used to. I don't think you'd be allowed to bring food into the village. Each individual nation, but certainly that's very important to the athletes, and it's well done. It's like a 10. It's 5 stars. It's 10 out of 10. Yeah, really important. The athletes, they've been training 4 years, really, really hard. They're pretty picky about what goes in their bodies. Absolutely.
Have a grilled cheese before you do the downhill.
Maybe that's not on the. If you walk around there, grilled cheese might be hard to find.
So when you were there, Kev, highly organized? Does it go off without a hitch? They're trying to move. How many? I don't know how many athletes there are. Mike, maybe you can Google that. Let me know how many athletes are attending the Olympics total. It must be like awe-striking, Kevin, how they organize the whole thing. It
takes years, right? The organizing group, it's years to get it done and have it, come off. Will there be hitches? Absolutely, has to be. There's just way too many moving parts.
Right.
But if done right, TV land and the public, they don't see the glitches. They happen in behind the scenes.
There's 3,000 athletes, Kev. Okay.
Yeah, give or take, right? Give or take.
Yeah, give or take. There's a lot of athletes, 3,000. If you're all in the same village, Are there 3,000 people converging on dinner at 6 o'clock at night? Or I mean, some are competing, so I guess
competing at different times, and and not everybody. So in the case of both Salt Lake and Vancouver, we stayed at the Village in Albertville in '92.
Yeah.
In Salt Lake, though, we stayed at the Village half the time. But while we were competing, we had a house. We rented a house, so we get away from the energy. We've got to go back to that mountain of energy called a Village. So we got out of there. And we just tried to focus on the job at hand. So we had a house. We did the same in Vancouver. We had a house about a mile and a half from Queen Elizabeth Park in Vancouver. And so we could just concentrate on that. And then once the curling was done, though, back to the Village. You want to have the fun of the Village, but also you need to worry about what you're doing and make sure you're focused on the job at hand. So that was kind of how we worked it. In the case of Italy, I don't think there's lodging available for the teams to be able to stay at the Village half the time and then go and grab a hotel or a house. It's not. I don't think that's possible.
Yeah, when I first heard that it's in Italy, Milan,
Cortina, Cortina.
Cortina, I said that seems like an awfully small town to have an Olympics. I'm like, what the hell?
Mostly, like a lot of the Olympics is in Milan.
Milan, which is a big city.
It's a big city. Yeah, and there'd be no problem there. But when it comes to alpine and bobsleigh, luge, and curling, that's in the one in Cortina. And then remember we were asking Rachel when she was on a few weeks ago, about an hour and a half there or something like that. There's another small village again, and then the big one in Milan. So it's kind of spread out, kind of like Albertville in '92. And that was awesome. I loved every bit of it.
Yeah, someone told me who was an athlete. They said one of the problems, quote unquote problems, was the how starstruck he got being in the Village, sitting down having dinner across from Wayne Gretzky.
Or whoever. Absolutely. Yeah, that's totally normal there. And you don't ask for autographs.
Right. Yeah.
No, none of that. Take pictures though. Take a quick picture, a quick selfie with somebody, no problem.
Okay.
But that was very cool for all of us because we're all, at least Canadians, we're certainly all NHL fans, and the players are all there, and it's basically an all-star team from all the various countries.
Yep.
So you'd walk and say sure hi to whoever from Canada, but also Ovechkin's there, and
and Kevin Martin's there. It must have worked in reverse too. I mean, a lot of people want pictures with
curling is very popular. It really is, and even at in the NBC studios, a lot of people watch the curling. Curling it really takes over quite a lot at the Olympic Games, the Winter Olympics, obviously.
Super cool,
just huge, and that's on site in Italy or in NBC studios or probably in Toronto. Where of course Mike Harris, that's where they're at doing the CBC coverage and so on.
Yeah. How do they move the athletes around, Kevin? How is everyone getting to their own event on time, scheduling, transportation? I mean, how does that all work?
Yeah, that's a well-oiled machine. So you've got, depending on how far you are. So in the case of let's go through the three that I was part of as an athlete. Albertville, we were just a 2-minute walk from the hotel. The curling venue was nothing.
Oh,
just
beautiful
walk, and no problem. Salt Lake was also pretty close, to be honest, in Ogden from where we had a house. And now from the Village would have been quite a ways. But we ended up getting a house in Ogden. We didn't drive though. Bill Both, hi Bill. Hopefully you're tuning in.
Hello, Billy boy.
He was our driver in Salt Lake. Great guy, got along great. We'd still keep in touch today.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of years later. So just a first-class person. And he looked after that. But it wouldn't have been more than just a few minutes to the venue. And in Vancouver, because we rented that house about a mile and a half, we didn't walk, but we could have. It was just down the street. So we just able to drive to and from, no problem at all. It all depends on the distance. And I do not know the answer in Cortina, how far it is from the Village to the arena, but it wouldn't be very far. So quick, John, need to have transportation. All of that type of stuff is, once again, looked after in spades.
Yeah. So you're assigned the same driver for the whole couple of weeks you're there. That must be kind of cool. You would develop a relationship with some of these volunteers.
A really good relationship. Yeah, yeah. And over the years, at Briars and different events, world championships, that would happen too.
Right.
One guy, he's passed away now, but from the 91 Briar, the fellow's name was Otto Jaworski. And
how do you
just a
remember
great guy.
that?
and we kept in touch right till he passed away. Awesome guy. So, these friendships you make are pretty special over time, you know what I mean? But you spend, say, 2 weeks with the person, and you really get along, and sometimes you keep in touch, and then sometimes you don't. But sometimes you make great friends.
How do you, Kev, when you were, the captain of your team, the skip, how do you, we talked about the distractions, the being starstruck with just the whole scene. If you can try and get your head around the fact that you're with 3,000 of the best athletes in the world, did you have to speak to your team? Did you guys have to say, okay, look this is going to be crazy, man. This is going to be like, okay, I want to walk, like you said, I want to walk over. I want to get a picture with Lindsey Vonn, who's the downhiller, and hell of a story, by the way, her coming back. How did you have to sit everyone down, Kevin? Go, look, we got a job to do here.
Yeah, well, sure, but it's hard. That's where experience helps. Like you go to the first Olympics and it's just like your jaw like, oh my, and somehow you've got to gain composure enough to play your sport at a high level. The second time you go, you're kind of more used to it. You don't get quite as overwhelmed, and you play better.
Right.
And then if you get lucky enough to get to a third one or something, well, now you're ready. You know what's going on, and you're one of the leaders. And it certainly made a difference between 02, we were pretty ready, and we ended up getting a silver, close to gold. But we dominated the third Olympics in Vancouver. And it's just, I think, a comfort came over the team. And 92, I was just like what you're imagining, where you just can't believe you're there, and you're just excited, and you play like that.
Yeah. So the experience, like for some of these young people, some of these young athletes who are going there, in any sport, Kev, to sort of wrap up the cool segment here, by the way, this is great. What are you telling them? Okay, what would you tell a young athlete who's going to the Olympics for the first time and doing the whole experience, village and hanging out?
Right. Well, you try to get them ready as much as possible. One thing now that and this is great. We talked about it with Corey Dropkin and Corey Tisi today. The sports psychologist trying to get the athlete's mind ready. That wasn't really a thing when I started. It was sort of just coming into, but it wasn't much. Sports psych wasn't really a thing yet.
Right.
But it certainly is now. And I think it helps. And you see that with the athletes, how young top athletes are. They're very young now because they seem to be able to gain that experience and help through sports psych to be able to be ready on the stage a little bit sooner than what we were.
Right.
And so, that's why the age just keeps getting younger. And curling, you can see it. The age of the top curlers just keeps dropping, which is wonderful. That's a sign of a healthy sport when the top players just keep getting younger and younger and younger, more fit, and just it's all good.
What did you take away, Kevin, from your first Olympics when you kind of do a debrief, a post-mortem, I expect when you don't win gold that you're going, okay, I want back here, man. I want back in 4 years. What can you remember, Kev? What you look back and said, shit, we should have changed this or done something different.
The game that bothers me still was the bronze game. Not losing the semi. We deserved to lose the semi, and Switzerland beat us, and that's fine. We were young and we weren't good enough. But
you say that now, but was it heartbreaking?
Oh yes, of course. But the bronze game we should have won. That was against the U.S. and but they beat us all good. But that's the one I look back going, it would have been awesome. I've got the gold, I've got a silver.
Oh yeah, right.
Wouldn't that be great to have the set? But we didn't.
Right.
But of course in '92 we lose the bronze game. First of all, you have no idea if you're ever going to get back to another Olympics ever.
Of course. Yeah.
And you certainly don't know that you're going to have a gold and silver someday. And the biggest loss ever is that crazy bronze.
Right. And
it was funny, Dad. So Dad, the last Olympic trials in 2000, 2013, trying to get to 2014 in Sochi. I remember Dad saying that, come on, you've got to win this trial so you can get back to the Olympics and get that bronze.
Okay, Dad. Duh.
Yeah, okay, Dad. If I get back,
that's it, Dad? That's
I promise
it?
I won't be trying to get the bronze, but I understand what you're saying.
Was it life-changing for you, Kevin, after your first Olympics?
Yes, no question. The drive to get back to another one I thought about it all the time. So yes, absolutely. Now, I'm not sure about life-changing as far as day-to-day life of, Shauna and the kids and the family and work and all that. I don't know if it made much difference that way. But in my mind and my drive for curling and trying to win and get better and build better teams and treating it like a business, absolutely changed everything for me. Right.
Do sponsorship deals, Kevin, will they come flying at an athlete who attends the Olympics when they're done, regardless of how they...
They can if you're prepared. That's something I learned also. You can't, in my opinion, you need to be prepared before the Olympics starts. You can't go in there without the people behind you, be it the publicist and the people you need behind you. And then all of a sudden you do great and you win. And now, let's go do this. Well, it takes a long time and a ton of work to organize that. So yes, it can be lucrative, but the work has to be done like any other business. You've got to get the work done first. So if you're organized and you're ready with the platform and everybody's ready to go if you do happen to win or get on the podium, yes, it can be very good. In 2010, Lorraine Quintero, who was our PR person, and we still work together occasionally now, but she was with us for many, many, many years, with me for almost 20 years. She was organized. She had everything, all ducks in a row and ready to go, and did a ton of speaking. In November after the Olympics, for one example, Jim, I did 15 major keynotes in 1 month. Now, you've done a lot of public speaking.
Right.
To do that many keynotes across, not just in Edmonton, but across Canada.
Killer.
I don't think I did any in Europe, but stayed in North America. That was grueling. Like 15, because it takes a lot of hours to prepare for one. But to be prepared for 15 in 1 month, I'll never do that again. I don't do more than 2 things a month now, ever. Because that was too much. My body was just shutting down after that. But that's kind of how it can be if you've got somebody like Lorraine who's organized and driving you crazy, and she won't mind that I said she drove me crazy. Can you imagine? No, this is something. This is a good tip for young athletes. One thing that Lorraine would set up every event we'd go to, not Olympics, but just a regular tour event.
Yes.
If we'd fly into Vancouver, for example, and the curling started Thursday, I would fly in a day early and hit all the media the day prior.
Right.
From one to the next, 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 and blanket that city and then play the event. And then the next event, say it was in Toronto, then we'd do Canada AM at 6 a.m. and then CTV Morning News over to, and then so on. Boom, 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 and hit all the media in that city. And we did that for years. And we'd fly in a day early and do that and just try to build the brand. Yeah. And that was Lorraine's. She was really good at it. She was the PR person. But that's all of that work needs to be done first.
Yeah. The other thing, Kev, you brought it up, and I was just going to ask you about it. There's 3,000 athletes, but there's probably as many media who show up for the Olympics.
I don't know the answer today.
How do they
in
house them all?
2010, there were 2,800 accredited media at the curling venue.
What?
In 2010. I do not know now in Italy what it'll be because I don't know that. I just know that there's...
Just for the curling, there was 3,000...
2,800 accredited. So they wouldn't be there all the time. They were there. They were allowed to be there. They had media passes. You might have had a media pass, though, Jim. Did you get in there by a media pass?
Yeah, it was called... It had a big 99 on it. It was for...
A Gretzky
It
pass.
got me anywhere, pal. Yeah, it was better than any international accreditation. Yeah, it was good.
I can't argue with you on that one.
Yeah, it's just when I started thinking about this today in the show, I'm like, oh my God, the sheer numbers. Not to mention volunteers. So you got athletes, media, volunteers.
Yes.
It's like It was probably
and then the
10,000.
fans, tons and thousands and thousands of fans. Yeah, it's just it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, cool. You are in the building. The curling started. I just tried to flip my TV on. I don't know what the schedules are. I don't even see anything on. Is it on? Where is it on Sportsnet or TSN?
In Canada, CBC.
CBC. Okay.
CBC.
All right.
In Canada.
All right.
In the U.S., it's NBC, and that's who I'm working for the next long time, for the next 20 days.
Yep.
And but so far, not a huge surprise. I don't think Canada's doing really well.
Mixed doubles started yesterday, correct? Or two?
Yes, started last night. One draw last night.
Okay.
Now, when I talk about nighttime, morning, afternoon, night, that's in Italian time.
Okay.
Because basically we're working during the night, right?
So it's night at time. Night at time.
Night at time.
It's my time.
But
it's
in the morning. I've got to get to the studio at 5 o'clock local here, so I've got to get up about 4, because that's midday, of course.
Yeah.
In Italy, so that's the kind of thing. So, but if we talk about that, the first draw was last night, so that would be Wednesday night. We're taping here Thursday afternoon in Connecticut,
right?
And then 3 draws today. So Canada, Great Britain, and the U.S. are the 3 undefeated teams right now.
Okay.
So
good.
That Canada's rolling. Jocelyn is just playing outstanding.
Did they
Great
mop
Britain,
the floor with their first?
Bruce and Jen Dodds. Bruce Mowat. They're doing great. No shock. U.S. Corey Teesey, we called their game earlier today against Switzerland, and Corey Teesey was on fire. So it'll be interesting tomorrow morning. First draw. So that starts at 4 a.m. local here. So 2 a.m. Mountain, 1 o'clock on the West Coast. So kind of during the night. Canada plays U.S. That is a monster. Let's see what sheet they're on.
Yeah. So speaking of media, that's what you are at this thing, media. I bet when you look at it, go, can't we do it from Italy, where I don't have to get up at 3 a.m. in the morning? So fill your day. Tell me. So anyway, 4 o'clock.
Well, no, it's the 3 draws. One starts very early at 4 o'clock local.
Right.
And the next one's at 8:30 local.
Yep.
And then 1:30 local. So it's kind of wrapped up here in the East Coast by about mixed doubles by 3:30, quarter to 4.
Right.
We're done here. When it gets to 4-person curling, the games are longer. The games are a little over 3 hours, 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah, they're only 8 ends, right? The mixed.
Right. 8 ends, only 5 rocks per team.
Right.
So mixed doubles is very different, very fast paced, high scoring. I love it, as you know.
Right.
So it's a lot of fun, but there's some big games happening. Now, one interesting little tidbit for everybody here. On sheet A so far. Now there's 4 games in. You've got Sweden beating Korea.
Yeah.
You'd expect that. Great Britain, Estonia. Great Britain won. Not a huge shock. U.S. beating Switzerland. Once again, not a huge shock, but those are both really good games. Great Britain, Estonia, USA, Switzerland.
Yep.
Then Canada beat Italy. Italy, Stefano Constantini and Amos Mojaner have played the World Championships and the Olympics. Both went undefeated. Went undefeated in both those events.
And Canada knocks them off.
Yeah. They lost a game to Canada. But one thing to watch for as we go forward on sheet A, so far, Yellow Rocks haven't won.
Uh-oh.
So that's 4 in a row, but that's only at a small sample size. So tomorrow, in the afternoon draw, you've got Czechia playing U.S. Now, U.S. would be the favorite there, but U.S. have the Yellowstones. So pay attention to that, everybody. Let's see if those Yellow Rocks are a bit of a mismatched set, or if it's just because, coincidence.
How do you get to? Do you get a choice on your rocks? How do they figure that out?
Preset colors. That way, it's a sprinkling. Everybody gets a certain color on all the sheets, so that when it gets to the playoffs, you've experienced all the rocks.
Right. So if they're shitty rocks, you're all going to get to use them.
You get to enjoy them. That's right. Yeah. But we don't know that. We don't know that for sure. But it's something to watch. this type of stuff can be a factor. In
Yep.
the trials in 97 trials where Mike Harris won, beat us in the final to go to Nagano. Back then, red always had hammer. So red, you'd think, would win around 60% of the curling games.
Right.
But, of course, you had the same amount of time with red and yellow and so on. But at the end of the week, the Yellowstones were far superior. They ended up winning almost 60% of the games. And they started every game without hammer.
Right.
That's impossible. Right. So when it came to
Yeah.
picking stones, we were playing Wernick in the semifinal, and we got choice of color. So we chose yellow, of course. And Jules always kept track of every stone in the building and a percentage of what that stone shot for the week.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So, but I had many rocks to choose from that were over 90% for the week.
Yeah.
So we took 10 out, practiced with them, picked our 8. We had great stones, beat Wernick in the semi. Now we go to the final. Mike Harris's team, they won. They got first in the round robin, so they got color.
Oh, okay.
So they chose yellow, of course.
Sure.
'Cause they're just better stones. In the final, the best stone we had, percentage for the week, was 84.
Oh.
We didn't have any rocks better than 84
Okay.
on the red side. And that's why over that whole event, yellow won more than red, and yellow started without the hammer the whole time.
Right.
That's cool.
That's
that's
totally
kind of
cool.
neat. It wasn't good for us.
Right.
Mike beat
As
us
it
in
ends
the
up,
final. They went and got a silver medal in Nagano. But that's something to watch. I just wanted to mention that. On sheet D, so far, there's only been 3 games on it. But Estonia lost to Switzerland. Once again, you think, well, the Swallowers, they're awfully good. No big shocker. Italy beat Korea. You'd bet that. Great Britain beat Czechia. You'd bet that too. But Yellow have won every game so far. But they're all kind of, you'd kind of sort of buy it anyway. So anyway, it's just food for thought. Everybody listening and watching tonight, Inside Curling, keep an eye on sheets A and D, especially A yellows.
I think Estonia was one of your dark horses, wasn't it?
Absolutely. They're good. And they're not too bad. They're sitting at 1 and 2. They're not. They're a good team. They're going to win some games for sure, guaranteed.
I've been talking sports for years and years. I've been a fan for years and years. The unique thing about curling that we have to always ask, you bring up the one issue is if you look at all other sports, so golf, baseball, basketball, football, okay, the equipment doesn't change, okay? It's the same football. You don't have to go with a yellow football over a red football, okay? You don't have to pick a color. The field is fine. But
the field has changed over the years from grass
a little
to
bit,
artificial, and
baseball, it's the same ball, bats. Fields
aren't there some football fields actually where they can actually scooch the field out so it grows nice, actually
right,
grass,
but
and then they scooch it back in?
Right. They can.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they
love
can.
that.
It's on rollers. They can do it. But you never hear at the end of a football game someone going, well, they got to do something about the surface. It was bad. The unique thing about curling is everything's all fine and dandy until you, like you say, Kevin, okay, what rocks are you using and what's happening with the ice?
Yep.
And the ice maker and who's doing it. And so it's unique to that sport, right? It's like, okay, we'll see how it goes. But there are all this over the years I've been looking at curling. It's always this massive footnote at the end when someone goes, yeah, but how's the ice? How's it going to, how is it? Talk about the ice here, Kev. I mean, I'm sure you've had conversations.
We're only day one.
Yeah.
The ice looks great. Lots of curl. I mentioned it when Briar Hurleman was, Schwaller Hurleman was holding the broom almost middle 12 for Yannick, who does not throw a soft turn.
Right.
He's aggressive.
Okay.
And she was almost middle 12 to get to the center line. So that's just about 5 feet of curl with a very aggressive thrower. So that's a lot of curl. So the players are going to love that.
Okay.
And because of all that curl, it's running about maybe a hair heavier than people are used to. It's running about 13 and a half, a hog to hog, where they'd be used to more like 14 and a half with the same curl. But with that curl, you can make a lot of shots. I think the players are happy with that. And I just want to keep an eye on that one set of stones. If all of a sudden tomorrow Yellow wins a couple games, scrap it.
Yeah. Okay.
We won't bring it up again.
What will they do, Kev, if it keeps losing? Will they sand them? Will they do something with them? What do they,
no,
they manipulate
there's nothing
them?
you can do about it. It's just they don't. But we'll see. We're not bringing any. I think it's important. Like, we're watching it, so might as well tell everybody that's tuning in that they can watch it and see what happens.
Yeah. What was the score, by the way, the Canada game? I don't know if you told me. They
beat Italy. Well, they got 5 in the first end. Crazy. Nice. So that was kind of the game right there. Just a really well played end and got a 5, and you're not coming back on Canada.
Yeah, good. Nice.
Brett Gallant and Jocelyn, they're curling so good right now. You just can't give them that kind of lead. You're not coming back.
Good. I saw
Canada's doing great. Great Britain, USA, but Italy's fine too. Just to give up a 5-ender, that happens.
Right. I saw a bunch of posts this morning that people are freaking out. Apparently, CBC will probably get it together, but people were trying to watch the game, whatever time it is. It's 8 hours ahead of us, so it's
okay.
And they were saying the production, the broadcast was cutting in and out a lot. It was like just a litany of people coming, going, come on, get it together. So hopefully they will.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's on Gem, I think. It's CBC Gem is where you can watch it. So,
not sure.
So what's next for you, Kev? Is it every day now? You're up you're on there at 4?
Could be on at 4. Could be on tomorrow morning. I'm on a show at 6. I'm not doing the first game, but I'm there to do the recap after in studio, and then we do the U.S. game against Czechia, second draw. So,
what was the crowd like, Kev? The live crowd
was good. Crowd excited. Well, especially when, of course, Italy's in the building.
Right.
Of course.
What's it hold? The venue?
I do not know the answer to that, Jimmy.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
But it's good. People are showing up.
It's great. It's great. Yeah, it's going to be just a terrific event. Well, it always is. Olympic curling, exciting. And I just can't wait to get all the emails that we always get and have a look at them, which we always do, from all across the U.S. People writing in about, I love Olympic curling. I can't wait to see more of it. And so it's really good for all of us that are working and calling the games and knowing people are enjoying it. And that's what it's all about.
Yep. You know who loves us is the World Curling. They've made us the official podcaster. You had made a good point yesterday a few days ago when we spoke to Carrie. Congratulations, Carrie Anderson, who's the reigning Scottish champion. Like I say, she's a new Scottish champion. Yeah, except she's won 5 times now. It's not quite.
Well, she's new again.
New again, yeah.
New again.
But you had said, Kev, with the Worlds coming up, of course, for the women and the men, which will be after March, that we probably expect that the viewing audience will be the highest ever of all time because it's post-Olympics, because it's right after the Olympics. So the interest in curling, you expect, Kev, will be through the roof.
It always is.
Come the Brier
and not just in Canada, but around the whole globe. It just really does, really affects our sport, which is so good.
Yeah, I seem to be repeating myself all the time when I ask these curlers that we interview, how do you grow the game? And I think they said, well, this is a good way.
This is a great way.
An Olympic way. Everyone tune in. So,
absolutely.
Again, thanks to Bo Welling and World Curling. We're the podcaster. Also, Goldline Kev just does not seem to want to give up on you, my friend. Okay, they just do not want to give up on you. Hardline, Goldline.
And you talk about an advertisement for Goldline too, because you see so many Goldline brooms and Hardline brooms out on that ice, and so over the Olympics, between the clips, social media, the games all over the world. It's just a big time for Goldline too, and that's showing up. I talked to Benny at the store today too. It's just it's a busy time. Everybody gets excited about curling during the Olympics, and Goldline's a big part of it. Yeah.
Have you seen them? I saw the men's team. Kev was showing us from the airplane that they were on their way over. Have you seen them yet?
No, but it's Mark's birthday today. Mark Kennedy, 44 years old today. Happy birthday, Mark.
44. I forget that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
When
big day today.
when does it start, Kev? The men and women's 14.
Ooh, Jimmy.
Stand down. Yeah.
The gold medal game is on the 10th.
Not the gold medal game.
They'll start. The men's and women's will start. The gold medal game for mixed doubles.
Oh, mixed up. Okay.
Is the bronze is in the early afternoon Italy time on the 10th.
Okay, hang on,
Tuesday
Kev.
the 10th.
Let me ask you that again, and we'll start. The scheduling, Kevin. Martino. Hey, now I can call you Martino. It's in Italy. I've been calling you Martino for 3 years. What's the sched, Kev? What the
round robin. Yeah, that's a good point, Jimmy. So the round robin goes through the 9th.
Of the
and then
mixed
you've
doubles?
got you've got the in mixed doubles. We won't worry about 4-person yet.
Okay.
And then you got the bronze game, gold game on Tuesday the 10th.
Bronze medal gold game Tuesday. Okay, so they bang it off in 5 or 6 days.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Started yesterday. Wednesday.
Started yesterday, so a week.
Yeah,
Basically. Yeah.
So when do the men and women's rock and roll?
Yeah, right after that.
Right after.
Right after.
Is it a 4-sheeter? That thing is a 4-sheeter?
Yep, 4-sheeter, and just keep playing. Curling goes right from before the opening ceremonies all the way to the end.
And are you guys doing, is NBC doing around the rings and all that jazz, or what are you?
No, each individual sheet. So because there's 4 trucks in Italy at the venue.
Yeah.
Each truck is in charge of one sheet and then sends out to all over the place, and then we air it. Yep, exactly how it works.
Right on. Good job, Kevin. Boy, really look forward to this. We're going to do it each and every evening. Like I say, happy hour. Join us for happy hour. Grab a drink, glass of wine, sit down. Yep. And there we go. Yeah, there we go. Kevin, take it easy, man. Get some sleep, my friend.
You bet. Yeah, I can't sleep. It's too exciting. I
think for a laugh, because you got to get up at 3 or 4. I think maybe me and Mike will start calling you about 1 a.m. Well, Kev, wake up. You got to get up.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that.
Way to go, Kev. Good to have you. Good luck, man. Over the next couple of weeks, we'll talk to everyone tomorrow.
You bet.
You've been listening to Inside Curling. Take it easy, everybody. Go Canada! Woo woo!